Wait, we can't even say master bedroom anymore, right?
Oh yeah, you can't say.
Can't say master.
Why?
What?
Yeah, connotation.
Primary
slavery.
bedroom, sir.
Jesus.
Wait, I'd never heard
I'm
that.
triggered. I'm triggered that they're triggered.
I'd never heard that
Oh yeah,
one.
well, master insinuates
That was one of those
a
things I heard, and
slave-master
I
relationship.
couldn't tell if it was parody or real, because that's where we are in reality right now. But I'm leaning real.
It's like one of those things that that Russia commercial would say.
Oh, that was good.
That was
Can
so
we
good.
can we link
funny.
to that Russia commercial in the show notes because it's that good? Like for our audience.
Yeah,
like,
Armand,
they
you
deserve-
want to be supporting pro-Russia propaganda?
No, I just feel like if we're laughing about it, like we should at least share it and like let people
share
see
it in the Discord? We don't need. We don't
Yeah,
need to link it
in the
on pod.
Discord, and amongst friends of ours.
All right,
yeah.
it's good. It's good. It's unfortunate that it's like a Russian propaganda video.
But it's mocking U.S. culture.
Yes.
And U.S. current culture and
I think it's
politics.
unfortunate that it's just so good.
fucking true.
Oh man.
All right, we'll link to it. Should we kick this episode off?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's kick it off.
Armand, do we have anything to mention before I kind of get into our little subject for today?
No,
Or are
I'm
we
just gonna
ready to rock?
tease this 8 sleep thing one last time, and we'll get the code will be Alfalfa for the sale, and yeah, obviously, I mean, I tell you to go get it now, but wait till the Black Friday kickoff sale. I actually had it in front of me. I think it's like the 2 weeks before Black Friday, it'll be like on a sale, but. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
excited to hear.
So I'm
Tom, you got a front run Black
So
Friday
I'm
all
down
the
for
time.
that. And can we also get an Aura Ring?
No,
code?
fuck
Like,
Aura
I'll
Ring.
just.
No.
I want both.
No, they're weird. I want that too.
They're weird?
They're weird. with me.
Negotiations
I don't know what their
on
deal
salad.
is.
Oh
Yeah.
no! Well, fuck them.
Yeah. Hopefully they redeem themselves, you Aura ringers out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we're moving.
So today is November 9th, and it was announced that someone won a $2.04 billion lottery jackpot.
Wait, how much?
$2 billion.
Damn.
Cash value.
You're just rounding down on the 0.09 billion.
Yeah, I just wiped off $40 billion or $40 million off that.
Yeah.
Rounding error.
$2 billion. It was sold to someone in California. The ticket was sold. The odds of that individual big winner was 1 in 292 million. So let's call it 1 in 300 million were the
Okay.
odds.
Yeah.
There were
those
some
are good odds.
other winners. What's
I
that?
like so you're telling me there's a chance?
You
Yeah,
like
that's
those
right.
odds? Those are not great odds.
Isn't a ticket $1?
The ticket is $2, sir.
Those are still great odds.
No, we'll go into it.
All right.
All right.
Continue.
The algo knows. Dude. What are you doing? Don't question the algo.
I mean, he's the poker player. He knows expected value more than any
I
of
was
us.
shocked you got that wrong.
Well, he might be right.
I don't know. All I
Maybe-
heard was a $3 expected value for a
Incorrect. There's no fucking way.
$2
it's a $3
ticket.
expected
but-
value.
Well, I'll hold judgment.
Okay, so 11.2 million tickets won some money, which could be like $2 or $4. You might win your ticket price
That
back.
definitely changes the equation.
22 tickets won the $1 million prize. And I think the cash value.
Wait, 1 billion?
No, sorry. Did I say 1 billion? I meant
you,
1
you
million.
said 1
1
million.
Yeah, 1 million. So if you get 5 of the numbers, but not the Powerball number, you get $1 million.
But that 2 billion
That's
you
the
said
second
was
prize.
the first prize or the whole pool?
No. The first prize was $2 billion, but the cash value was, let's call it $1 billion, was the cash value.
Oh, because you can take the lump sum.
Yeah,
for
the
the
annuity
discount.
over 30
Gotcha.
years, which is dog shit.
Always take the lump sum.
I think so. If you can beat out, I didn't do the math, but I think I did it like at a 7. Yeah, I think it's like if you can beat a 4 to 5%
I thought
annual
they
return.
used 5 as like the discount rate. on
Yeah,
that
so
annuity.
if you can beat a 5% annual return,
Well, I'm down 70.
That's why the price is so big, right? Because of the rise in treasury rates?
No, the
Is that what
price is so
happened?
big because they made it harder to win. Like they actually added on this Powerball number, but then they also increased the set of numbers that are available.
I thought I heard that there was like a pool that's basically invested in treasuries.
Yeah,
Because the rate on the treasuries has gone up so much that annuity price has gone way up too because it's tracking with like the 30-year,
No,
which used to be
brother,
like 0.
if we're on this other side of the deal, we're a state of California, we're this multi-state lottery organization. That's what we would do. Yeah, we would take all this cash, throw it in treasuries, beat out the yield, and rake the profits for ourselves and happily give out this $2 billion prize.
All right, I'm pretty sure I read this on the internet, so I'm withholding my angry debate for now. But
we were thinking we could kind of go two ways with this. One, like just talk like for fun, expected value calculation of a $2 lottery ticket. But then also as a life topic, like talk about what would we do if we won $2 billion?
Yeah. So which one you want to start on?
I want to start with the money, the expected
EV.
value stuff.
So do I.
So
ooh,
I mean,
exciting.
Yeah. Well, I was raised in an ideology that said that lottery is for suckers. Is there ever an occasion where playing the lottery is positive EV?
Okay, so lottery for suckers. I don't know if we want to get into this
Go
right
ahead.
now, but it depends on how you are defining value.
Oh, yeah. Well, hold on. Like I've also heard this term. It's a tax on the poor and stupid.
or to the people who don't understand statistics and math.
Yeah.
I would argue that the people who say they don't understand statistics and math are not valuing the utility properly. Like there are different ways to value expectations. So if you value it purely in the form of like the dollars you win, then you might be like, oh, you idiot, that $2 lottery ticket has an expectation of negative 40 cents. What a sucker.
But we'll pay like $70 to go watch a football game, and that has some utility but no financial return.
Or yes, but there's also, you could also say that instead of valuing the utility of the ticket and the dollars you win, what you have to do is you have to model like the expected value of like the change in the step function of your life versus like what you currently have, right? So if losing 40 cents can like be logical, like if it equates to you having even a tiny fraction of a chance to win like $1 billion and move your life up in a way where you have otherwise no chance at all, 0% chance in ever doing
So
that.
this is a good point because
this is interesting.
I will say right now that I bought lottery tickets, even though I know it's negative expected value.
No, this is interesting because I was only considering the entertainment value, but there's this other value that you're describing, which is like sort of non-financial as well. I mean, it's quasi-financial. It's like
If you don't even feel the loss.
right,
But like it has, but I did it for a different reason. I did it for the entertainment value because my mom, when these prizes get bigger, she likes to buy these lottery tickets. And I was like, well, I'll buy some too. Like, she's like, well, if I win, I'm giving you most of the money. And I'm like, well, that seems unfair. So
if I win, I'm giving you most.
Yeah, exactly. I want to give you the money instead. So, I'm like, whenever she does it, just for fun, entertainment value, like, I'm like, if she says she's buying some, I'll buy some too. And then we get to chat about it and it's fun.
So have you bought any, Steven, Armand? Have you guys bought any Powerball tickets?
I think I did it on my 18th birthday.
Because you could.
Because it was just like
I've never
celebrating
done it.
being an adult, and that
I
was
think
it.
it was,
I haven't
it
looked
was always
back
frowned
since.
upon for me. I just never done it.
Yeah, it's super. But I did it for the same. I was always frowned upon for me too. I did it literally for the novelty. Like, yeah, I'm 18.
Yeah.
All right, done.
Yeah.
Did it. Never bought one since. This is an interesting conversation though. Let's keep going on this. This is fascinating.
I'll kick off some stats, which I think will set the stage for this like expected value calculation because, I think what people need to understand is obviously as the prize pool gets bigger, the more tickets are bought. So here's a stat for when there's around $1 billion jackpot, there's roughly around 200 million tickets sold. But in that case, there's a 34% probability that no one wins. So you're talking about a third, because a third of the probabilities are missing, of the combinations are missing, because it's 1 out of 300 million. So if 200 million are sold, there's still some combinations that are missing. 37% that only one person wins it. And this next stat is where a lot of the scenarios, even though the jackpot gets bigger, the EV turns negative. There's a 29% that 2 or more people win and split the jackpot.
Oh, because the same numbers can be sold twice.
Right. So this is where you see this curve where as the jackpot goes up, you see the expected, let's call it like, I don't know, around 500, 600 million. The expected value may peak. It's still less than the $2 price, but then it slowly declines because then as these advertised jackpots get bigger, more and more tickets are priced. And this guy, I think, he definitely beat the odds to one, he nailed the numbers, but he was the only winner.
Yeah, that's big. Can I ask you a question about mechanics? Like as the prize pool goes higher, more people play, right? And if there's no winner, do the does that losing pool of money get rolled into next week's winning pile?
Not all of it, right? That's where the profit comes from. But yeah, I would assume.
They do some.
I don't know what the calculation is. I don't know if it's a stepwise function, like every week. Or I think the prizes are 3 times a week.
Or if it's like a fixed rate of increase.
Fixed rate of increase. If I was running the state lottery, I would go fixed rate of increase.
Right.
Yeah.
Pocket the
Yeah,
rest.
yeah, of course.
Naturally.
By the way, I did look at the laws around lotteries and sweepstakes, and wow, California is really tightly knit to make sure you can't even run anything close to a lottery.
It's their gambling game, not anybody else's.
Yeah, I mean, they have it nailed tight. You can run a sweepstakes, which is totally different, which means a guaranteed winner. So, which obviously turns out the profitability dynamics of it.
One random thing I learned while here in Australia is like it's literally a part of the culture here to gamble. Like everyone
Really
gambles. They
How
literally
close are you to gambling right now? Like, could you gamble down the street if you wanted to?
like it's just something. It's like a pastime. Like everybody.
Oh, did
does
you go
it.
to the Crown?
The Crown in
Crown.
Melbourne, the Crown
Yeah,
Casino.
I went to the
I've-
Crown.
I've spent some time.
Played
there.
a few poker tournaments there back in the day.
Yeah,
Like a good Chinaman, I've been to many casinos.
biggest casino in the southern hemisphere, or one of the biggest, apparently.
It's a good one.
It's huge. It's huge.
Really?
Yeah. But it's just a part of their culture, propaganda everywhere, in every shape or form, all the time. Like kids are seeing commercials from a young age, like, promoting gambling. But I'm really fascinated by this conversation, because what are you saying, Stephen? Are you saying this 40-cent expense is worth it because of the step function lifestyle improvement, order of magnitude level, multi-order of magnitude level improvement to your life? That and I don't think anyone said this, but is it like also the novelty and the excitement of like the chance that you get to play every week? Is that a part of it as well? Like, is there a bit of like hope, excitement element that you're purchasing that could make your life a little bit more interesting and optimistic and hopeful? Like people dream. It also creates this opportunity for people to dream who otherwise wouldn't and would be just destitute in so many ways. And yet you see so many people that are very poor buy these lottery tickets. Like that's the majority of people that do this, right? And so I think when most of us look at that, we go, okay, clearly like we know there's a 1 out of 300 million, like literally one person in America wins, basically at that level. Like it just feels impossible. So we go, okay, no thanks, not for me. That's stupid. It's just odd, right? So what do you think about that?
Well, Nick's calculation makes it a couple of assumptions. So first off, let's just parse out like entertainment, because I think there's a very good case to be made that like it's worth buying a lottery ticket just for the entertainment if it's $2. Like
Sure.
I could totally see somebody being entertained for $2.
Any
right?
dopamine hit for $2 is probably worth it.
So that's an easy
Because we
thing,
do
right?
a lot of
But
other things that are more expensive for dopamine.
Yes. Yeah, it's a larger argument for why gambling in general is maybe not bad, because we're paying for entertainment. If you want to go down that road. But even the expected value argument, I think, is sort of a folly, because it makes like two assumptions. The first assumption is that you're only measuring like money. It totally ignores like the utility of happiness or other things you may get from winning, right? The other folly that it makes is that it assumes like a linearity, right? Like i.e. like the difference between losing 40 cents and winning 10 times 40 cents is proportional to 100 times 40 cents, is proportional to like 1,000 times 40 cents, and so on and so forth. But the reality is that the expected value curve, it's not like this straight line up. It's like a gamma squeeze. It goes parabolic up, right? So that the downside is totally asymmetric to the upside that you get, right? So that, in addition to the sort of like step function theory, right, where this is another theory that I don't know who studies this stuff, but that this is one of the theories too, that it again, it's not like linear. Like there are gambles you can make where if they allow you to make like a step up to like a new area of life, then it becomes positive expected value because you're able to get over that hump and over that hump, right? So those are all the reasons why I think that playing the lottery is perfectly rational up to a
So
point.
rational from a consumer standpoint is one thing, but I think these things should be illegal. Like I think that they're extractive to the constituency, and I think it's
Society as a whole, you're saying?
yeah, it's ridiculous that they're allowed to do it. And one of the reasons why I think that is because they've forbidden it for everybody else. Like, of course they don't want it to be a thing that's widespread. Of course, like, so Steven's points, I can see that, and I can like totally get that argument. Like, to play
I
is
agree.
probably fun and there's something worth it. But like, what if you made it fully legal for like Urbani to go run lotteries all day, and then Steven to go do it, and Armand to go do it? Well, now we got lotteries widespread, and now everybody is just like losing money left and right on lotteries. And it's like, well, now everyone's lost all their money playing these stupid things that are fully extractive to the constituency, to the citizens.
Or would it reach perfect competition where like all of a sudden it would level
Stevens
out where
is
it's like
cheaper because he's undercutting the market, and now it's actually perfectly balanced EV.
yeah, exactly. You're just getting a 15% margin on your lottery at some
Interesting.
point.
I just think it's weird that
I'm with
we'll,
Eric.
We'll put all this like SEC regulatory emphasis against Ponzi schemes because they're extractive, but then like we have this lottery that's state sanctioned or like federally sanctioned. It's like, well, that sounds like it should be illegal.
And like think about who it's extracting from too, right? It's overwhelmingly extracting from like lower income
the people that don't have any other
Yeah.
resource to reach this like dream, like utility factor.
Yeah, I mean, I got a tangent
It
on
is
that. Like,
predatory. I don't disagree.
where a lot
well,
of people who don't like
The fact that it's
Go ahead, Armand.
monopolized is what's annoying about it. That's the most, and that it's
But that's good. It has to be monopolized. If it weren't monopolized, it would just spread like this cancer. There'd be sweeps everywhere,
Yeah,
gambling
yeah,
everywhere,
yeah.
and society would like completely just fall off a cliff.
I'm
I
actually
think.
in for this one or none.
Yeah, I think one or none is actually
or
kind of optimal
what
if you're
Nick
going to do
said
it.
happens, and it just kind of like actually self-regulates, and yeah.
Maybe I haven't played this out, but I imagine we get to perfect competition at some point. But a lot of people would lose a lot of money,
Yeah.
and there would just be scams left and right.
Right.
One tangent on what Eric and you guys are saying, like I think people get mad at accredited investor laws because of this. It's like you won't let someone who has $100K in cash invest in a multifamily because they're technically not an accredited investor, but you're happily let people who don't have 6 months worth of savings like gamble on this kind of 1 in $300 million or 300 million chance to win money.
It's ridiculous.
It's unbelievable.
That's where I think it rubs me the wrong way. Like some people have made cases why accredited investor laws exist, but I think the threshold should be lowered.
The
way
idea is that they're protecting the citizens, but it's like where was Gensler protecting everybody on this FTX thing? Like, thanks,
No, he did. He protected us.
thank you so much,
Because FTX, that's
Gensler.
the funny irony of it is
Wait,
that like
hold on. You're saying that Gensler did protect
he
us?
did because none of the U.S. people, except for some of us who maybe skirted regulations, could use FTX.com. So
that's actually
he actually
interesting.
protected us.
Maybe I should salute Gensler.
I'm not
thank
ready-
You,
I'm
Gary.
not ready
we
to,
forgot to say that the
acquiesce.
last episode, but thank you, Gary.
Because I am a FTX US user, so I salute Gary on that one. Because I would have been a total
the protector.
international degen on that.
All right, so let's touch base on this expected value one more time, and then let's talk about whether we would take the lump sum or the annuity, and
Yeah,
then
that
maybe
sounds-
talk about
that sounds
what we
more
would do with
fun.
the
I
money.
like that.
So I'll be honest, since I was looking at charts last night, I didn't do my homework and do my own expected value calculation. But essentially, you take the winnings and the probability of those winnings, and you sum up those multiplies, and you get your expected value. So I've seen two different calculations that I borrowed from. One where it peaks around 85 cents on a $2 ticket, and one where it peaks around $1.16. This is post-tax money. So in most cases, you're net negative on expected value.
Pretty dramatically.
But that's for one ticket. But what I find fascinating is if you had like Elon Musk money,
Okay.
you had Bezos money, the expected value turns pretty positive if you bought all the tickets, meaning all the combinations. So there's 292 million combinations. So you're talking like, I don't know, $600 million. In this scenario, you're gambling if you're going to be the only winner or not. And so if you were the only winner or not, you're basically guaranteeing that you're going to win.
Because you're buying literally
you
every
buy,
combination.
You bought every number.
Every
so
number.
You're
You buy
just
every number.
gambling that there won't be somebody else who buys the winning number.
Right,
I
because
got
in this
that.
case, the cash value would be $1 billion, so your ROI would be like 60%. If you were the only
So
winner.
even if there's two winners, you're probably still net positive.
Pre-tax?
No, I don't know, because then you go from $1 billion to 500 million, and now
Oh, and
you're
you've
down
spent
100 million.
600.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay.
So I find that interesting. Like, how does the expected value changes when you buy versus one ticket versus all the tickets?
But if you can continuously buy all of them, like
all the time,
every time,
only when it reaches the threshold where, like, your IRR threshold,
yeah.
or
I think it does go net positive sometimes. It's a rare event, but like I do remember back in 2010 when I was playing poker and I lived in a house with a bunch of poker players. We went out and we bought like 10,000 tickets when we figured out that the jackpot was like a plus EV, probably by like 5% or something. But we were like, well, we're going to buy 10,000 tickets. So we like pooled some money together and somebody went out and bought like, I think we actually had like a house assistant like at the time, and she rolled in and we're like, all right, Margie, so today we need you to buy $10,000 Powerball tickets. And she was what?
I saw that Gainsey just bought like 1,000 on the most recent Powerball.
Yeah. Entertainment value.
It's fun. I counting them or checking all the tickets was not. There was just like a pile of things.
Do you like plug them into? Can you plug them into a machine, or do you?
No,
like,
first of all, you can only use cash.
We
or you
checked
can use
them
an
all.
app.
We checked them all manually.
There are mobile apps now that you can buy the tickets off. That's what I used.
Because I would buy I didn't buy a ticket because the thought of going in the car and driving to a gas station was horrifying to me.
There's a handful of apps.
Wait,
that
there's
let
an
you
app
play
for this?
Powerball.
That's good to know.
Yes, there is.
Oh, Armand's done.
Oh man. All right, so beyond
Wait,
giving,
so there's no regulation
Yeah.
in crypto. How come nobody's taking this on in crypto world? Like this has to be a thing. Like obviously,
Well, you have the no loss lottery. What was that protocol?
Pool together.
Yeah, pool together.
is it
no loss lottery?
Is that similar? Because I feel like if
It's
it
like
works,
better.
if it works for
Wasn't it
government,
deemed a
like,
security though?
No, there was one, schmuck lawsuit because he didn't like the no loss phrase, and it Anyway,
Oh
he,
yeah, I
he,
remember that.
he took him to court for no reason.
So
F
how
that guy.
often do
Yeah.
these happen? Like it's like once a week? Like how-
So I guess the drawings are 3 times a week, but there are more and more $1 billion plus jackpots because they decrease the odds of winning because they raise the amount of total combinations.
Sneaky.
yeah, because people get drawn in by the dollar amount more than the probability.
I wonder how much they raked in. I don't know if I didn't see like how much these multi-states raked in and what part of their budget is supplied by these lotteries.
so are you a
but anyway,
player
let's
now,
switch
Nick?
to-
Like are you going to be buying like ongoing?
Well, I was like, well, maybe the bet is like, right after the big win when no one is likely to play at all.
That's when
You go
apathy
heavy.
hits.
You go heavy.
The bear market.
You go heavy on the like $50 million jackpot or whatever it starts off. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll go. Amazing.
It's still net negative. But anyway, let's go around the horn, and I would love to hear your guys' responses on: do you take the upfront? So let's say it's $2 billion. Your cash value is $1 billion upfront, or $2 billion divided by 30 years. What would you take?
And
why?
I mean, I'm guessing it's just wildly negative EV to do anything other than take the
Depends
lump sum
on-
if you know how to use money.
I mean, if you know how to use money, and are you
but-
disciplined to use
Okay,
money?
so I would say that I would take the lump sum, but I would identify very clearly like 60% of the people I know. I'd be like, you take the fucking annuity.
I think that's probably accurate. I think as a not financial advice podcast, like we'd all be very ignorant to not take the lump sum.
I mean, like, yeah, for someone who's just gonna just blow all the money somehow without dying, because a lot of these lottery winners do end up back where they were.
It's a vast majority, actually.
Huge amount.
There's hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, not hilarious stories, but like
Oh wow, you
how they
sadist.
how they spent the money is hilarious. The fact that they ended up back at zero is not hilarious.
Did you come across any funny
Oh,
stories?
yeah, I they're on my laptop, which is how Armand is zooming in now, so
Oh,
I don't have it
no.
up in front of me. But
All right.
but I mean, you got your typical Coke and hookers. You have
It's quality.
someone started
Solid.
someone started a women's wrestling league, which I thought was creative, but also kind of cliche.
Imaginative. Good.
Someone opened up a water park.
Okay.
Appealing to the child in all of us. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But let's go back to the annuity. Eric would take the lump sum.
Well, I was just thinking that I could at a time like this plop it in treasuries plus a slightly more degen bag, and like then you get outperformance.
To do what? Turn it into 10 billion?
Just go bigger. Why
not?
This is a weird game that like we the four of us probably like have enough money, honestly, and it just becomes a game of like amassing more gold stars. Like I'll just get more.
All right, Armand. Annuity, $66 million a year.
No. You put the money to work
Or
right
are we
away.
going-
Obviously, take the lump sum, start doing some good in the world, take care of your family, take care of your friends, live the good life right away.
Wait, I want to know specifically what you're doing if I just airdrop $1 billion
cows.
So
to you.
Armand's on a
Farm,
time
chicken,
more time crunch
taint
on this
tanning
episode than.
salon.
Tanning salon?
So Armand, you go first on what you
Just
would
imagine
do.
a place where you walk in and they have like stirrups for you with like UV lights.
UV light, a tanning salon essentially.
Oh, taint tanning salon. God, that might actually be a thing. I could totally see that. A little
All right,
private
so,
room.
so you spent $5 million. What are you going to do with the rest of your $1 billion?
Probably just set up a bunch of interesting foundations and probably just a fund of some kind, early stage innovation funding.
You would wander
I'd go full
for a while. You would
investor.
go all over the globe. You'd be traveling nonstop. You'd be all over the place.
No. In terms of lifestyle, I would be just like let's go lifestyle. For what I would do with the money is different. We're talking about the hundreds of millions beyond what I need, but like with the 50 million to 100 million that I would want to just like live my ideal lifestyle. Yeah, man. Houses all around the world. Probably various vehicles, transportation, the best transportation, helicopters. Probably helicopters, jet,
It's a death wish, bro.
Yacht.
I don't want anything to do
don't
with
do that.
helicopters.
park
Helicopters.
few
Is it
yachts
bueno?
around the
Is
world.
$1 billion enough? It's expensive to be rich.
Yeah, it is. Park a few yachts, but mostly I'm like a rent not buy kind of guy because I don't want to manage anything. So unless I could literally have a management team, which I probably would, I'd have probably like a life management team would probably be like one of my biggest expenses. It would literally just be like pepper pots with like 3 pepper pots would be ideal, different degrees, different levels.
Would you have somebody to stretch you out in the morning?
Absolutely.
Is that a role
Absolutely.
on the staff?
I mean,
Oh,
every
I would for
coach of
sure.
every component of life. I mean, like mind coach, body coach, all the practitioners, all the greatest practitioners, one phone call away. Yeah.
Are you going to
I
have like
would
a
be
guru
an
guy follow you around like Silicon Valley?
I would be like an absolute rich douchebag, like 100%. I would be a total douchebag about it. But that's not all the stereotypes, but the stereotypes around like, they just have a staff and all these all these things. And only because like I don't need those things. But what else are you going to do? Because most of the majority of the money is going to go to other people. I'm going to give it to other people. I'm going to fund really interesting ideas and use my mind to help, use my mind and my dollars to help others do the same. So I might as well enjoy my lifestyle while I am doing that because I still want a challenge. I'm not the type of person who's going to just like put my feet up. So I want to work hard still for the rest of my life. So it's a combination of both of those things, the luxury and the hard work.
What do you guys think like the most value add thing you can do to your life is if you have $1 billion that you can't really do right now?
Man, that's such a good question.
Well, I mean it's a similar question to what would you do with the money, but it's phrased in a more interesting way.
Yeah, and even figuring out what to do with the money is also hard. And man, if you're asking me, like, okay, so I put it in different categories, right? Like one is selfish category, right? Like what would I want to do with that money? And I was thinking about it. Like the thing that I value most is just quality time sort of thing. So what I would probably want to do, and this could actually be done with less than $1 billion, but like go somewhere cool, unique, buy a badass compound where you can pay for transportation for the folks that you want to come out and visit and stay, and like it'd be like an open invitation. Be like, anybody who wants to come, here's our vehicle, here's our transportation, here's our jet or whatever, and just like anyone wants to come out, here you go. Like compounds available, we'll be here. I think that sounds like a dream for me. That's like the selfish bucket. And there's another bucket that I've struggled with throughout my entire adult life, to be honest. And it's this bucket. It's like how to make the world better. We have a Discord user who reached out to me and was like, hey, if you don't mind, let's talk about managing my crypto. And he's a father of 2 guys. And he was talking about how his life changed after he had 2 kids. And he's like, well, one thing that dramatically changed for me is like, I care now about making the world a much better place for our future. And that's stuck with me. And it's something I've been thinking about for a long time, because it's like, when we were living in San Francisco, Armand and I, like, we were doing philanthropic kind of things, like handing out turkeys on Thanksgiving is like a way to help people, but it's like, that's not like a unique way that like Eric Johansson helps somebody, like I'm trying to find still my niche of like what to do to like make the world better. And I still haven't even identified it, but with $1 billion, you can probably do.
My
do a
version of
lot
that
more.
is funding the ideas, because I think those are the high leverage at scale solutions that make the world better. And there's different ways to do it. Some people do it at an individual level. I like enabling the enablers. Like
You would like start like a VC fund that only invests in like sort of like world changing technologies.
pretty much.
Effective altruism.
But also ones that maybe don't have a like
Path to profitability,
but
really.
there's no path to profitability. But you're like, well, if this technology existed, if it doesn't make any money, at least it is a precursor to maybe more, better things on the horizon.
Totally.
I had a question. Do you guys think there's any hubris in thinking that you, a single person with $1 billion, could actually make the world a much like a materially better place? Because I also was like, well, could I? Like, could one person with $1 billion actually?
Of course.
That's it.
People with no money. have
I
made the
find
world
this
better.
question so funny because, I think you don't even need money to make the world a better place.
Materially,
But
Like-
he's using the word materially, because I think like you can make a world better place by like
smiling
at people as you walk by them down the street, and like being kind to your barista and stuff like that. That like makes the world a better place. But you're using this
Noticeably.
world materially
to the
which-
average person.
which is sort of like I think you could even make the world materially better, and people would even fucking question you. Like Jeff Bezos made the world materially better for us as consumers, and people are like, fuck him.
Right.
Yeah. What about like the guys who invented like electricity, or basically like they weren't rich and they made the world a much materially better place.
Are you talking about Edison or Tesla?
I said the guys because I didn't want to
Yeah.
start like
Right.
I didn't want to start a knockdown brawl and derail us too much. But
Yeah.
so yes,
I mean,
Nick, you got to believe in yourself. Of course you can.
Yeah, I think there's some stake to that, but
Probably not through.
But it
ad
also
tech,
is
though.
tough to know where to point the gun.
But
You
what
got
about
the gun of the
what
cash?
about like
the cash cannon? Where
what
do you
about
point the
the
cash cannon?
the selfish silo? Like where do you spend that version of it?
I mean, mine was like pretty easy. It was like the first thing I want. Okay, I'll take that back. Buy a house, that kind of thing. Like buy mom.
You're
house.
gonna buy a house.
I know. Net.
Listen to
But
your
it's
other
a consumable.
podcasts.
It's a consumable. So do a few of those things, but not even put a dent in it. But really, what I really want is like I want a full-time activity coordinator for me, my friends, and my family. And essentially, this activity coordinator would be like,
That's one of my
We're
staff
sitting
members.
around-
Sounds really good.
we're just like, we're around here, like, man, we should go here. Like, yeah, you're right. We should go here. And I would be like, text the activity coordinator, hey, the list I have of close friends and then extended friends? Okay, please set up this trip to here, and we want to ride camels, and then we want to do this, and please use the extended list and invite them, coordinate it, and then set up all the travel, and no one pays anything, and we just go. And then like you do it once, and you're like, that was fun. You'd be like, well, should we do it again? Where should we go? And then hopefully your life just turns into this like of you and your close friends, and maybe it becomes even bigger. I don't know. Where like you just go through those experiences, and that's the selfish bucket.
Fuck yeah.
And I don't know how much money
Life
that
entourage,
consumes
man.
over a lifetime.
Like just taking care of your entourage for the rest of your life, rest of their lives. Like 100%. That's the best part.
And like everyone still does their own active thing. Like they're still working on their thing. It's not like they're like, well, I can afford. It's not even a question of that. Like they're still building.
It's just
their
an
own.
open invitation.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
like,
no, they're
hey,
living their
we said we could
lives,
do
right?
this.
But you're like creating fun for everybody around you.
Armand, what's the Barcelona soccer stadium called? Camp Nou or something?
Yeah.
Is that like, hey Armand, like next Saturday we're playing soccer on the field out in Barcelona.
God.
Like,
See, like that's the kind of
Yeah.
shit you could actually do.
You just got to be at LAX at this time, and yeah, well, the plane will take you there.
Take
and
the
we're
jet.
I have a version of
Yeah.
Eric's idea, like too, like you buy the compound with like, say you buy like a lake with a bunch of beautiful houses all around it, but you own it and you schedule that as like a thing that you do every once in a while where everyone flies in, they each get a house or a condo, all
like a
staying
Necker Island
together.
almost.
Yes,
Yeah, like
yes.
your
You
own
should
Necker
start like a
Island.
Necker
Exactly.
Island retreat called like Armania or something, and then we'll
I
have
like
like
that. I like that. I would go there.
Yeah, it is Necker Island, but on a lake because I'm more of a lake guy, not an ocean guy.
you're a lake guy.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah, mountains-
but it has
mountains
to be called
and lake.
Armania.
I like that Armania. Okay. Where are you? What are you doing, Steven? Tell us about your dreams.
Well, I think there's like a flow chart here, right? I think first you have to like secure the bag. You got to get that like invested in everything properly.
Yeah.
Maybe you just go easy mode, just put it in a 30-year bonds, and I guess you print like $42 million a year or something, and that's pretty cool, I guess. But
Yeah.
but I think you want to be more aggressive with it because if you can grow the pie, like it's not so much for you, but you could like set up foundations and stuff. Like the more efficiently you grow the capital, the more stuff you can fund. So I think that's like pretty important. And then I was thinking about like what the next most important kind of serious thing is, and I think it's related to time. I think I share your sentiment where like the first thing I would do is find like a Pepper Potts. Like pay like a $500K a year, like Pepper Potts, and just be like, your job is to make every element of my life easy, to manage everything. I basically want you to take away all of the minutes of my day that like I don't need to do so that I can have more time. You're,
Yeah,
like,
this
having
is the level of
more
person
minutes
we're
on
talking,
Earth.
that Steven and I are really talking about here. This person could be the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, like that level. That's
Pepper Potts also becomes a love interest in the movie. Is that part of it? Or
Oh, man.
You don't fall. You don't fall.
You
in
don't
love with your
fall.
Pepper
You don't
Potts.
fall for Pepper.
No, you never fall in love with the
That's a
systems.
bad idea.
They'll just ruin your life.
I think under that umbrella, some other high value acquisitions. I think I would definitely get a chef. Chef save tons of time, and I'm pretty sure my diet is not good, and I have weird food allergies and stuff. But I just deal with it because I just hit buy on DoorDash, and
I feel
move on
like
with my
we're
life.
ready for a chef soon. These things are.
well,
These
the
things
chef,
would be so.
the chef doesn't affect your willpower, dude. It just cooks whatever you ask him to. You're still going to be asking him to cook McNuggets, dude.
No, that's
You're
not.
like, you see this quarter
that's
pounder
not-
with cheese? I want the exact
That's
same
not
thing
true
made
at
out
all.
of
No, that's
That's
not
not
true.
true at
'cause
all.
Their
That's
job
not
is
true
to
at
keep
all.
you healthy. That's part of their.
Yeah,
part of
and
their
like
job.
he's gonna cook delicious. Like I eat healthy food. I just don't have the time to cook it all the time, or I don't want to make the time to cook it. So I
Yeah.
eat crappier stuff. But my chef is going to whip up the best like meals. They're gonna be super healthy. I'm gonna poop great forever. It's gonna be sweet. So definitely doing that. Aside from that, I don't know what else I would implement as far as like my life.
You still looking at
structure goes.
charts in this scenario?
No, the charts are gone. We're never looking at another
Wow.
chart.
I
ever
call
again.
I call bullshit.
He was never in love with
I
the
also
charts.
call bullshit on pooping regularly. Like,
What would you
I think
do? What would
you're
you
lost.
do? Like
Okay,
to
the
stimulate your
first
like what would?
the first. Well, I would do some like kind of stupid things first. I guess it wouldn't be like super stupid. Like I would definitely open the best pickleball facility in Southern California
that's
here.
a guarantee.
So that I have.
because
a
you still
place
think
to-
that's exercise? Is that
it is exercise.
it's not
Thank
It is
you.
exercise.
Thank you for that.
Don't make me have a 6-pack contest with you. Because that's something I like, and I will selfishly have a place to play, and I'll be like, this is my thing. I think you want to have like a thing where you can be like, I would probably, I feel like I might want like a bar or two, or like a restaurant, just like as like to, you know, you want your
hang
bar,
out.
you
Yeah.
want your restaurant.
I would build
I
my
do question like,
BBB, books, burgers, and bourbon.
Ooh,
okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I think there's an
cigar
interesting
lounge.
question of like how much stuff do you guys like want to have? Because like I initially was like, I'm gonna buy a winery, I'm gonna buy a restaurant, I'm gonna buy a boat, and then I started thinking like, oh my god, like am I gonna have all this like mental clutter now? Like
Yes,
is that a
you will.
bad idea? But will my pepper pots just handle all that for me, and it won't be a
But
drag?
one day Pepper Pot's gonna leave. Pepper Pot's got her own dreams. She's also making $500K a year, so she can retire
well, we're gonna
soon.
up her to.
You can't even keep track of your DeFi farms, dude. You're gonna keep track of all these toys.
No,
He's got
Pepper's gonna keep
$42
track of all the
million
toys.
a year budget to run everything, to pay for this staff.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's sustainable, guys. It's
We
sustainable.
can build it.
Think about
can
it.
build it.
It's
Sure.
true. Like,
I mean, I would definitely convert at least like a third of this to passive income.
yes.
On
Okay.
immediately.
I have like a
Immediately.
funny question. Do you think friend of the pod, David Hoffman, just goes
All ETH.
buys 0.5% of the Ethereum network, and that's like the entirety of the allocation?
God, I feel like we know him well enough, and Sally answers yes.
Yes. Yes.
Because like it translates to like better humanity.
Yes.
This is
I was
his
just gonna say
version
this.
of selfish and giving back to.
He's
to
like,
the
it's
world.
all in one.
It checks
It's
all the
aligned.
boxes.
It would be fun. It would be fun to go into some of these tiny ecosystems and go into the discords, and then the guys are like, "Whales accumulating," and you're like, "Yeah, I am." You have to be that
Throw
guy.
your weight around.
Yeah, you just throwing your weight around, just breaking protocols that displease you.
Turn
and
into
just,
Tetranode and just like sync things. Pump
yeah, make
them.
like some Twitter anon personality. I don't know. I don't think I would do that though if I had $1 billion. I think I'd be traveling and I'd like get all this like selfish stuff out of my body, and then I'd probably be like, all right, what do I have to do to find meaning in life and make the world better? And then,
The where would the compound be? Armon, where would your compound be?
I'm a
You said by a lake, but-
multi-compound guy, you know? I
Yeah,
gotta
you
have
can't
it all.
choose just one.
Yeah.
I think Western Europe, has to be
Switzerland?
involved. Like, oh,
No, New Zealand's got to
New
be.
Zealand will have one. Queenstown, Amsterdam, Switzerland, Italy. Fuck, all of them, dude.
All right, we're broke now.
That's
we're broke.
the problem.
okay, and we're gone.
All right,
lot of
here's one I
Cape
feel
Town.
strongly.
Oh
about.
my God, Cape Town. You got to have
Wait,
a compound
Cape Town?
there. Oh
Yeah, we did a little compound for bachelor party Armand in Cape
Yeah,
Town. That was
yeah.
wonderful.
no. Cape Town's South Africa.
Oh, what did we do?
Queenstown.
We did New Zealand.
Queenstown.
I'm saying
Very
Cape Town is the whole other
very
thing.
different.
Yeah, I think Steven's
All right,
been
it's south.
right?
Yeah, it's cool. I feel like it's basically like La Jolla though, with like different accents.
Yeah, it sounds awful.
No, but like we have La Jolla here.
Oh my God.
Here's the thing I feel strongly about, and I want to know what your feelings would be towards me if you found out I did this. I would keep it to myself
Oh yeah.
and only to myself.
Like not tell
You
anyone
wouldn't
you
tell
won?
anybody?
So I know there are publicity requirements where like they kind of publish your name at some point, but like most people don't read those. And maybe at some point they make you require like a picture. And I would show up in a fucking Pikachu costume where they couldn't. I think actually recently in the last 2 weeks, some guy in China won the lottery and he showed up in a costume and he didn't want anyone to know.
You're telling me that you win the $2 billion Powerball, you don't tell me? We meet up every goddamn week and you don't even mention it?
No, I just be like, sorry.
I think this is a great idea, actually. And then you could go through life being like secret billionaire.
I'm
Like, you just
appalled.
be sitting
I'm
at like
appalled.
restaurants.
You,
and
like,
just,
you'd be appalled as a friend that you didn't let, like, I didn't let you know that I actually have $1 billion.
You don't even give me a
in my-
cent. I just want to celebrate it. I want to high five you. I want to hug you.
Yeah,
Right
that
on.
tells us
I wouldn't be
everything we
appalled.
need
I
to
think
know
it's.
about
I think
Nick,
it's.
huh?
I think it's brilliant.
Unreal.
Perfectly
like,
rational.
So let's say we didn't, but like on a long-term basis, all that people would know about you for the rest of your life would be that dollar amount. That's it.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, that's all that would be associated
I've known
with
you the majority of your life as it is. Like I know you for a
Yeah.
lot more than $2 billion.
And it would prevent me in this scenario from even making new friends, which is probably fine. I like the friends I have, but like, could you make new friends in that scenario? Because like
I do.
they don't
wonder-
trust you, and then you'd have this dynamic
Yeah.
where like, well,
But here's the
they
challenge.
know I have.
Here's the challenge you have, Nick, because I've actually played that out too, and I thought
Okay.
I would not tell anybody. But that level, you got to come up with a really good story. Like
Yeah, 'cause
your
where the money comes
lifestyle.
Well, you have this activity coordinator where we're going
Yeah,
camel
like,
riding, and you're
say-
like all over the place.
How
Or
much
you'd have
would
to hide that
you'd-
or something. I don't know.
You'd have to hold back
You were tell-
on
yeah.
on a lot of this that we've discussed. You'd have to do like 20%.
So I'm paying for the camel rides.
I mean, I could literally retroactively pick trades and be like, I long this them up for the month.
Yeah. No, you could just like paint yourself as an aggressive gambler who just like really is in over his head.
Just like,
but just
I'm
makes
really
these
dumb.
big
But
scores.
don't you think that like ends up in the same place? Oh, Nick's up $2 billion on his
No.
gambling?
It's just like Nick hit a 14 parlay last night, won like $100,000, and he wants to just take
We're
us
gonna
all
spend
the
it all.
camel
But
riding.
what does that have any difference on you won your money gambling or you won your money on lottery?
Because one is I'm literally temporarily spending all the money I have.
Yes.
And one is like, you have all the money in the world you need for your life and my life and all of our friends' life and all your family's life and everyone else. And like, does that create like a sad dynamic for you in your relationships? And I think it does.
Interesting.
I think it does. Like even in this podcast, like we talk about, this is the place we're in. We don't talk about the dollar sizes.
Yeah, well, nobody cares about that.
I agree. And even just for listeners, like even amongst us when we're not speaking to microphone, yeah, sure. Once in a while we'll mention the dollar amounts, but it's not like a common thing where we're like, I put this much or I put that much. Like, and I think, keeping that stuff private is not only like beneficial to yourself, but I think it's beneficial to your relationship. So I don't know. I feel strongly about like, if you could too. I mean, there's also the probably like, could you even withhold a secret like that? I think most people maybe couldn't, but
I would tell you guys.
I know you would. Of course you would.
I couldn't keep it in. What do you mean?
Guys,
I
great
just
news.
think
I won
it's-
$1 billion.
I just think as much as it's everything you said, like algorithmically, Nick, sounds good. The challenge is it's more of a job to contain that information than it is to release it. Like one, yes, you have to face people knowing you're a billionaire for the rest of your life, and they will have ulterior motives at all times toward you. And you'll be a bit of a celebrity, and there's a price to pay for all of that. But there's a price to pay for the mental weight of trying to contain that, and also a lack of joy with not being able to enjoy that as much, I think. And so for me, then I look at that trade-off and go, I think I'd probably like to withhold that information, but it doesn't work for my life long term.
Armand, do you think that there's a group of people at the core that like wouldn't be compromised by having that information?
Yes, I think your inner circle
Yeah.
would be mostly fine. I think some people would change and some people would turn into jackasses and look for handouts. But you would want to do that anyway. That would just be a sign that you actually aren't taking care of the people you love enough, right? So like
Yeah.
if someone you love is asking you for a handout, that means you haven't been doing enough. And I would just be like, you don't want to have that conversation of like, even in the amount of money I think I'll make in my lifetime, I'm already mentally prepared for if someone comes up to me and says, can I have a loan, for 10 grand, 20 grand, whatever that is they need. I would be like, it's not a fucking loan. Here's the money. Like, we're not talking about this ever again. This is not a loan. It's your money. See you later. I don't ever want to hear about it. I don't expect it. If that person came to you and wanted to give you something back 20 years later, fine. But like, that's how I would like to play it, is like being able to take care of everybody and them not even needing to ask.
that's a good point. Like that is a lot of overhead. And at some point you may want to be like, I just want to give some away to my closest friends just so that they don't have to worry. And that like as a group, we come, so I could lockbox 9,000.
Especially
you guys.
if like, one of you or you had a friend and was like, man, I really want to start that bar. That would be so nice. I really want to buy that thing. Here, and you get to put it toward things that they want. You're essentially funding. It's like the venture fund idea, but like for your local like group. You also want to invest into the things that they want. And if you could turn your friends into millionaires with good investments and advise them as well, like, and your family, like that's really cool too.
I want to know if other friend groups have the lockbox 9,000. So like, when you tell a friend a secret, you're like, hey, between you and I, blah, blah, blah. But then when you're like, hey, this is lockbox 9,000, which means like I am dead serious.
It's an old Al Gore SNL.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Remember when Al Gore was doing the lockbox thing in the debate, and then SNL did? This is really aging me right now, but this was like, they had sketch. There was always the guy be like, lockbox, and they just
What year
kept
was this?
hitting that.
1960.
Yeah, I think it was in the 40s. Yeah, they had multiple sketches, and eventually he came on, and it was like an improved lockbox. It was like the lockbox 9000.
Yeah,
So
Lockbox 9000
you
is
just
like,
absorbed that. just
I
through
didn't
the-
even know,
the
but
world.
it just
Wow.
culture just absorbed us in it. But like it'd be like no wives, no nothing, just no family, just between you and I. This is what happened. Got $1 billion in my bank account.
Lockbox.
Well, all right. Should we like wipe that out of our minds? Now we scratch that itch because we didn't win it.
Well,
So
I'm not
we
clear.
gotta
Are
go
we
back
buying
to-
lotto tickets or what's the deal here? Like, how
over.
often? What's the app? Like, I want the alfalfa.
Well, now
We're
that,
not- we're
now
not
that
doing
I
it.
know there's an app, I will definitely be buying $2 billion draws.
I think we should start one in the crypto sphere. Start our own lottery, and then see how that
There's
goes.
there's gotta be one, right?
And then maybe take their deposits and gamble with it. and then-
Yeah, lend that out.
yeah, lend that out. That sounds smart.
Can't do that on chain.
All right. Anything else on the wishful lottery thinking?
I do want to spend more time just talking about how to be really, really rich. I think that's kind of fun.
Do you think this helps in our visualization visualization process to visualize what you want in the world to eventually achieve it?
For me personally, no, not really, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
like,
I do think
maybe-
there's something to the idea that like we can on a smaller scale have like group activity coordinator, like that's fine, like that's doable. We can like have a more modest compound that like we can all visit.
Yeah, we
together,
should talk
like,
sometime about if we can just sort of like a group pool. Oh, it's the thing I wanted to start. Remember when it was somebody's birthday and I was like, we need to start this federation of things.
Yeah.
I forgot what I called it. I had a
did.
catchy name for it and everything. I was like, we're going to group by a
What
boat
was it?
and
It
a
was like
chef
the
and a penthouse
coordinator- yeah.
apartment and like,
The
But
collective,
I mean,
bro.
it's interesting to
The
think that, like,
collective, yeah, we're gonna start the collective.
That outside of the homes, like the physical stuff, all the like service related stuff is actually within reach, and we didn't maybe realize it until we talked about it.
I personally think these exercises are really, really good because, sure, it's probably, it's not going to happen. The lottery thing's not going to happen. But what it does is it adjusts your compass and the direction at which you're pointing, your efforts in your life. You have like a North Star. And there are ways to experience the same goals in different ways. And so I think it's really healthy. And also just that's probably why the lottery is so popular, right? People are buying dreams. They're buying the opportunity to dream. And when you don't have a lot, I think I see that. That's pretty cool. But it's also very extractive and it's very corrupt in a sense for reasons we discussed earlier in the episode. But yeah, I think ultimately these exercises are fun. And we should talk more about, the pathways to wealth.
Yeah, it's funny. When I was advising on 401k plans, there's like 2 companies that had 401k plans for their employees. We issued a survey across all the clients. And this is not the company as clients. It was actually the employees of the companies. And the number 1 ranked answer for how to become a millionaire of your lifetime was to win the lottery. It wasn't
Damn.
compound at 7% over a lifetime. It was by far the number 1 answer was to win the lottery. And I was like, oh, shit.
NGMI, bro.
Yeah. Oh, shit. All right. Well, I think this is fun. We would love to hear in the Discord, how would you spend the money? Would you take the annuity? Would you take the lump sum? Would you keep it private? Would you not? This is a good, fun discussion topic. So, join us. And
That's a
let's
very
chat
good
about it.
point. I really want to know how people would spend the money. I bet there's some funny answers out there. I would love to hear some funny answers.
Yeah, I think there's way more creative answers than we supplied.
No,
I thought we were gonna have
yeah.
a few wild cards.
I feel like a lot of
but
people.
the
I mean,
Discord
I,
will
I
probably
have.
Come
I
on.
have ideas. I didn't drop my alpaca farm idea. But
You immediately ditched your Napa like winery with dogs roaming.
I feel like I would still do it. But yeah, I ended up getting into this philosophical hole of like, am I just like weighing myself down with possessions? And then
we all back
I lost
reading
it
Michael
all.
Singer books. Even at the end of the day, it's fucked.
Oh my
'Cause-
god.
Yeah. Anyway,
I wonder if we
right,
would
guys,
just end up back where we started.
probably.
probably.
Smoking cigars in a circle.
There we go.
All right. Miss you
All right,
guys.
guys. This is
See
fun.
you soon.
All right, miss you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.